The desert wind whispers his name, T.E. Lawrence, Lawrence of Arabia. He is a legend shrouded in mystery, a figure of both admiration and controversy. Was he a hero who helped liberate the Arab people, or was he a master manipulator, a pawn in a larger game of imperial power? Lawrence's story is one of daring adventures and crushing betrayals. It is a tale of war and peace, of promises made and broken. To understand Lawrence, we must journey back in time. We must venture into the scorching deserts of Arabia during the First World War. Lawrence's legacy is complex, a tapestry woven with threads of heroism and deceit. He was a man who seemed to embody contradictions. He was a scholar who became a soldier, a Westerner who embraced Arab culture. He was a man who inspired both love and hatred, loyalty and betrayal. Thomas Edward Lawrence was born in Wales in 1888, a time when the world was on the cusp of great change. The Industrial Revolution was in full swing, and the British Empire was at its zenith, stretching across the globe. The sun never set on the British Empire, and young Lawrence was born into this era of exploration and expansion. Even as a young boy, Lawrence was fascinated by the past. He spent countless hours in the family library, surrounded by the musty smell of old books and the allure of ancient tales. He devoured books about medieval knights and ancient civilizations, immersing himself in stories of heroism, chivalry, and the rise and fall of empires. He dreamed of adventure and far-off lands, imagining himself as a knight on a quest or an explorer discovering new worlds. The globe in his room became a portal to distant places he longed to visit. Lawrence attended Oxford University, where he studied history and archaeology. His academic pursuits were driven by a desire to understand the past and uncover the secrets of ancient civilizations. He excelled in his studies, but he longed for something more than the confines of academia. The lectures and books, while fascinating, could not quench his thirst for real-world experience and adventure. He was drawn to the Middle East, a region steeped in history and romance. The ancient cities, the vast deserts, and the rich cultural tapestry called to him like a siren song. In 1909, Lawrence embarked on a walking tour of Syria and Palestine. This journey was not just a physical trek, but a voyage of discovery, both of the land and of himself. He immersed himself in the local culture, learning Arabic and studying the region's complex politics. He walked through bustling markets, conversed with locals, and absorbed the vibrant life around him. This journey would prove to be a turning point in Lawrence's life. It was during these travels that he began to understand the intricate dynamics of the Middle East and its people. It ignited within him a deep passion for the Arab world, a passion that would shape his future and define his legacy. This passion would soon be tested. The early 1900s were a time of great tension and upheaval in the Middle East, with various powers vying for control. The outbreak of World War I in 1914 would plunge the Middle East into chaos. The war brought with it destruction and turmoil, but also opportunities for those daring enough to seize them. It would also set the stage for Lawrence's dramatic entry into the annals of history. His knowledge of the region, his passion for its people, and his unyielding spirit would soon make him a key figure in the unfolding drama of the Great War. The First World War was a global conflict of unprecedented scale and brutality. The Ottoman Empire, a vast Muslim power, joined the war on the side of Germany. This posed a significant threat to British interests in the Middle East, particularly the Suez Canal. The British were desperate to weaken the Ottoman Empire. They saw an opportunity in the growing Arab nationalist movement. Arab leaders resented Ottoman rule and yearned for independence. The British saw a chance to exploit this discontent to their advantage. Lawrence, with his knowledge of the region and his fluency in Arabic, was recruited by British intelligence. His mission to infiltrate the Arab nationalist movement and assess its potential. He was about to be thrust into a maelstrom of intrigue, betrayal, and war. His actions would have far-reaching consequences, shaping the destiny of the Middle East for generations to come. The young archaeologist was about to become a legend. Section 4. The Whisperer of Revolt. Lawrence arrived in Cairo, Egypt in 1914. The city was a bustling hub of activity, a melting pot of cultures and a strategic location for British operations in the Middle East. The outbreak of World War I had turned Cairo into a center of military planning and intelligence gathering. He was assigned to the Arab Bureau, a branch of British intelligence tasked with supporting the Arab revolt against the Ottomans. The Arab Bureau was a secretive and influential unit composed of scholars, diplomats, and military officers who understood the intricate dynamics of the region. Lawrence quickly impressed his superiors with his knowledge and his ability to navigate the complexities of Arab politics. His background as an archaeologist and his deep understanding of Arab culture and language made him an invaluable asset. He was not just a soldier, he was a scholar and a diplomat. In 1916, Lawrence was sent to Arabia to meet with Prince Faisal, the leader of the Arab Revolt. Faisal was a charismatic and visionary leader, determined to free his people from Ottoman rule and establish an independent Arab state. Lawrence was captivated by Faisal's charisma and his vision for an independent Arab state. He saw in Faisal a kindred spirit, someone who shared his ideals and aspirations for a free and united Arab world. He pledged his support to the Arab cause, promising them British backing in their struggle for freedom. Lawrence became deeply involved in the planning and execution of guerrilla warfare tactics, which proved highly effective against the Ottoman forces. However, Lawrence was not being entirely truthful with his Arab allies. Despite his genuine commitment to their cause, he was aware of the duplicity of his own government. The British government had a secret agreement with France, the Sykes-Picot Agreement, which divided the Middle East into spheres of influence. This clandestine deal was made without the knowledge of the Arab leaders who believed they were fighting for their independence. This agreement directly contradicted the promises of independence Lawrence was making to the Arabs. He found himself in a moral quandary, torn between his duty to his country and his loyalty to his Arab friends. Lawrence found himself torn between his loyalty to Britain and his sympathy for the Arab cause. He was a man caught between two worlds, struggling to reconcile his personal beliefs with the harsh realities of international politics. He was walking a tightrope of deception, and the fate of the Middle East hung in the balance. Lawrence's journey was one of courage, conflict, and ultimately betrayal. His legacy is a testament to the complexities of war and the enduring struggle for freedom and justice in the region. Section 6. Broken Promises, Shattered Dreams. With the end of World War I, the victorious Allied powers convened in Paris to redraw the map of the post-war world. The Arabs, who had fought bravely alongside the British, believed they would finally be granted their independence. However, their hopes were soon dashed. The Sykes-Picot Agreement, the secret pact between Britain and France, was revealed to the world. It became clear that the promises of Arab independence had been a sham. Britain and France had no intention of relinquishing control of the Middle East. Lawrence was devastated by this betrayal. He felt personally responsible for misleading the Arabs and for his role in perpetuating British imperialism. He had risked his life for a cause that was ultimately betrayed by his own government. The consequences of this betrayal were profound. The Sykes-Picot Agreement sowed the seeds of resentment and instability in the Middle East. It created artificial borders that divided ethnic and religious groups, leading to decades of conflict and unrest.